Can Aldi's brand new Cassario rum, 7-year-old rum from Costa Rica, really compete with some of the big boys? We've got 5 tests coming up. Let's find out. Now, there's a whole bunch of 7 and 8-year-old rums that I would have loved to have put in this channel as well. We could have done El Dorado 8-year-old. We could have done Ron Coke and Yeho. We could have done Appleton 8-year-old. But as this is a supermarket rum from Aldi, I thought it was only fair to compare it against some of the other rums that you could probably easily get in your local Tesco's, Sainsbury's, Morrison's, Asda, maybe even Ocado. So the 2 rums I'm going to put Cassario up against his Havana 7-year-old and Bacardi 8-year-old. Now, no doubt, as we go through 2022, as supermarkets start upping their rum game even more, hopefully we should be able to get more players in this category. But as I said, at the time of shooting, Christmas 2021, it is really only those 2 that are at the races. Now, as I said, there will be 5 tests coming up. The first one will be a price comparison, but the other 4 will involve me tasting. Now, this is going to be completely impartial, completely blind, because what I'm going to do is get Mummy Barman in here in between each test to sort of jumble up the glasses. So I'm going to have no idea of which one's won until the end of the video. So test 1 is the price, the comparison. Aldi, £17.99, £18. So they never do offers. It's always going to be that. So it's £18 a bottle, which isn't bad. Hopefully isn't bad. To compare that to Havana 7-year-old, Tesco's, Ocado, what was the other one I looked at? Asda, I think, £22. All right, it is on offer at this precise moment, £19, but standard £22. The caveat to this, Sainsbury's, for some unknown reason, £26. I don't know why they say it's £4 more expensive than every other supermarket, but Sainsbury's £26. Now, comparing that to Bacardi 8-year-old, we kind of do, in your heads, put this at a class above, because actually, in the supermarkets that this is listed at, this is £32, sorry. And even on Amazon, it's £29. So there is quite a jump in price. We're looking at well over a tenner more a bottle than the Aldi, and we're looking at what, say £4 a bottle, best price, more for the Havana, more expensive than that. So for that, the first test, price alone, the Cassario absolutely nails it. Right then, test 2 is the tasting. Now, as I said, this is blind. Mummy Barman has been in and jumbled up all these glasses. So I've got no idea. But just to clarify, I'm always going to pour them as 1, 2 and 3. So throughout this whole test, that is number 1, that is number 2, number 3. The numbers are on the bottom of the glasses. I haven't got a clue which one's number 1, 2 and 3 here. So we're just going to go with it. As you can see, there's a little bit of colour differentiation. I completely didn't, I didn't take any notice when I was pouring them out. I promise you, I could not tell which one's which. So I'm just going for the first one. Smells quite, I'm not going to go in depth with that. I'm just going to tell you which one I prefer. So number 1, quite smooth, a little bit of spice on there. I would say quite strong in taste, quite strong in rum. I think these are all 40% ABV, 40, what's the Bacardi? I forget, yeah, they're all 40% ABV. That tastes quite strong, quite alcoholic, this one, the first one. Right, the second one, how's this compare? Oh, the second one's a lot smoother. I would say it's definitely a lot smoother. I've got subtle hints of vanilla coming out in the second one. Not too much. But I would say it's got a little bit of a peppery bite to it, but not too much. At the moment, I'm preferring number 2 to drink neat. Right, and the third one. Oh. No, I really like that. It's got a little bit of depth to it. Smooth again. The first one, this one, I don't know what it is, but this one's quite a, I'm going to have a hunch actually, that's Havana. I don't know, but I'm going for a hunch that that's Havana. That's the one I like the least. This one, I would say, is, you don't notice the alcohol so much. Smoother. For me, personally, on my own personal palate, I'm going first, second, and third. So I'm going to put them to one side in that order. First, second, and third. All right? So the third test is a standard rum and coke test. Pretty much a staple. A lot of people in the UK would drink a rum and coke, and I know a hell of a lot of people that drink sort of Havana 7-year-old and coke as well. And 18 quid a bottle, I do firmly believe this is in the kind of rum and coke territory for you guys. So we've just gone for normal Coke Zero, measured out, completely measured out. So, you know, that is all identical ratios. Mummy Barman has been in again and completely swapped them around, so I've got no idea of which one's which. So let's go to the first one. I like that, quite alcohol-y again. If she's put them in the same order, that would be quite funny. Right, the second one. The second one is a bit sweeter. Again, it's got those, I wonder if she's put this in the same order. Again, it's got those kind of vanilla notes that come out to it. That's quite funny. Right, and then the third one. And I've got a funny feeling the little stickers just come off there. The third one for me is hands down my favourite. Smoother, less alcohol bite to it. It's just a lovely rum and coke. I'm going first, second, third again. I'm not going to look at that number because the other two have still got numbers on there. But yeah, I'm definitely certain that's my favourite. The third one's my favourite there. Right then, test number 4 is the daiquiri test. Of course it is. We have to taste these rums as a daiquiri. So looking at them, I never really noticed this before Mummy Barman came in. There's a big difference in colour here, but I promise you these have all been measured out properly and all that. So yeah, I've done them in a 3-1/2. Okay, so as they're proper rums, and I've gone for that as kind of how I've settled. I fluctuate between sort of 2-1/2 and 3-1/2 kind of lot. Very rarely go to 4-1/2, but these are so 3 parts rum, 1 part lime juice, 1/2 a part sugar. It's exactly what I've done. So the first one, right, really nice daiquiri, clean, crisp. Really happy with that. If I'd paid money for that, I would have been really, really happy with that. So number 2. Number 2's just got a little bit of a, not funny, but a different aftertaste to it. It's not as clean and refreshing as the first one. So the one at the moment is the first one. I prefer that over the second one. Right, now this one. That's nice again. But again, not kind of clean and as crisp as the first one. I think that's my winner. Yeah, I'd be really happy with that. Between these two, I think I have to go. So I'll swap them around so they're in the right order. But for this time round, first, second, third. That's how I'm going for that. So first, second, third. So the 5th and final test before we get into the results. I wanted to go for a cocktail. There were so many cocktails I could have done. I've just gone for a sort of standard punch in that kind of sense. So the whole 1, 2, 3, 4 with a dash of spice to make it nice. So 1 part sour, 2 parts sweet, 3 parts strong, 4 parts weak, and a dash of spice to make it nice. Quick, very quick overview of what I've done. Lime juice, and then split of falernum and passion fruit puree for my sweet. The strong is obviously the rum in each one. And then the weak, I've done Tesco's tropical juice, kind of peach, papaya, I forget what's in it now, but I've done a few shots. So tropical juice. And then for the whole tiki kind of thing, I've done the El Makuli Tiki Bitters, a dash in there. I batched that all up in one, and then kind of measured that out, and then measured the rum to it. So they're all perfectly the same. It's just the rum that's the difference. So we'll go for this one first. Mummy Barman has been in again and swapped them around. That's really nice, fun, fruity. The rum's not overbearing. The rum is there, but it's not overbearing. Really, really good. I don't actually know whether the rum's going to make too much difference to this, but we shall see. Right, it's the second one. Yes, they will. The rum is a lot more stronger in that, as in more pronounced. This one had a sort of a sweeter aftertaste than what that one does. As I say, it's exactly the same batch of punch recipe without the rum that's gone into all 3. So there's no variation at all in the slightest between that. It's just the rums that are making this different. That's quite funny, actually. if I want something a little bit more boozy, and I've been using a jigger as well, so that it's not free poured, the jigger is there. I'm going for that one so far. Nothing wrong with that at all, but that's, the rum's more pronounced in that one. Right, and then the third one. Oh, that's tough between these two. Out of tasting them, that one's in third. Right, between these two. I think that's my favourite. That's second, and that's first. There's only slight differences to them. But yeah, I definitely have to pick that simply because of that rum oomph to it. It's not a bad oomph, it's just a, oh yeah, that's nice. So we're going first, second, and then third in this one. So now it's the big reveal, results time. Let's see how we go. In case you hadn't worked out what I was doing, I'll kind of jumble all these up. So all the ones I put down there, all the second places I put there, and all the third places I put there. So again, first, second, third. But number-wise, this was always number 1, this was always number 2, and this was always number 3. It should be self-explanatory. You should know what's going on, but we'll see there. So I'm going to go back to front for all of these. The first taste, neat. My least favourite neat was number 2, Havana, followed by Cassario. So my favourite neat was Bacardi. So let's just pop that down there. Bacardi, Cassario, and then Havana in that order. So that's neat. Wow, okay. So Havana, the worst out of the bunch for neat. That's interesting there. There. So next up, we did the whole rum and cokes. Hang on, let's put these back there. So next up was the rum and cokes. So again, you know, first, that was my favourite, that was my second favourite, and that was my third, that was my least favourite essentially. So I remember thinking back at the time, I wonder if she's put these in the same order, so we shall see. So my least favourite rum and coke, oh, Cassario was least favourite. So Cassario down there, Coke. Second place, number 2, Havana. Wow. And then, so, oops, Havana there. So that means Bacardi. That's the one without the number, isn't it? Yeah, the number fell off on that. So number 2 and number 1. So that is number 3, which that number must be down there. It's just on my bar. It's upside down. What is it? Yeah, number 3. There we go. So that was number 3. So Bacardi wins that again. Wow, so that's the Coke. Interesting. Let's put these back in here. So, where do we get to now? Let's go for the daiquiris. Oh, get on. There we go. Right, daiquiri in that order. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm doing it like this because members, I'm going to give you the results of how Mummy Barman scored these as well. So I'm going to get her in for a blind tasting now after this as well. So I'll let you know the results of what she thought for this, the members. That could be a bit of exclusive content for you. Right then, so daiquiri time. So the first one was neat. Second one was Coke. So here we go. So in last place out of the 3 for a daiquiri was number 2, Havana. Havana's not doing really well here at all, is it? Havana, Dak. So that's Dak. In second place, that's the Cassario, which is a little bit different in colour. That's interesting, because so Cassario. Look at this, look. Bacardi is romping this 3 out of 3. That's interesting. Right. So we've done that. And then the final one is the punch. There we go, 1, 2, 3. So what's the winner of the punch? So what came out in that? Number 2 was Havana. Wow. Havana has come bottom of the punches. So this is it. Is Bacardi going to win this one? In second place, number 1, Cassario. Wow. An absolute clean sweep of, and that's got to be number 3 then. Yeah. Wow. An absolute clean sweep of Bacardi. That's insane. I never would have guessed that. So hang on, so where are we? In only one of the rounds, so only one round out of the 4 tasting rounds has Havana not come bottom, and that was with Coke. And I thought the worst one there was the Cassario and Coke. But Bacardi is smashing it. Now here's your conundrum, because obviously Bacardi, price-wise, what did we say? Bacardi is a little bit more expensive. It's a tenner a bottle. What you can surmise from that is that when you start paying £10 plus more a bottle, the gulf in quality is huge. That's your big takeaway from this. So Bacardi, we can almost kind of put it in a league of its own, if you like. Probably an unfair kind of taste in this, but we're going for the big players. So these are what you can get pretty easily at the moment in the 7 and 8 year old bracket. So we can put that to one side. If money's not a big deal for you, Bacardi's absolutely going to smash it. But if it's coming down to those two, I have to say, unless you're a massive Rum and Coke fan, that's going to be your choice. If you're a Rum and Coke fan, for me, that did beat the Cassario. But in everything else, the neat tasting, where are we? Yeah, so the neat tasting, the Daiquiri and the Punch, I went for Cassario. So I hope you enjoyed that, completely blind. If you want me to do any more of these taste testings with brands that I've got, because this has actually been quite fun and easy to film, then let me know in the comments below. But for all of you that have been asking, I hope that's clarified what I think of Aldi's brand new 7-year-old Costa Rican rum.